Hi friends, in this video I want to talk to you about what the hero's journey is and how we use that as a framework to really rise up and come back in the aftermath of the more challenging chapters of life. For some of you that might be trauma, that might be grief and loss, and it might just be a really big life transition that you're going through that is really impacting your ability to feel solid and secure in your own footing and your own self. If you're not familiar with it, the hero's journey is a narrative pattern that was created by Joseph Campbell, and it consists of 3 primary stages and 12 key steps that really make up the basis for every myth, every story, every journey that people go through. Whether you're reading that in a book or watching it in a movie, the hero's journey pattern can be found at the core of every story. I was first introduced to the hero's journey as a tool when I started accidentally writing the Unravel book, and a mentor of mine recommended the writer's journey, which is all about how to use the hero's journey as a tool when writing screenplays. A lot of you that follow me know that my loss happened at the end of 2014, and 11 months later, Thanksgiving of the following year, I had what felt like a second coming, a second huge wave of grief. It was approaching the holiday season and the first anniversaries of a lot of lasts. And it was really hard for me. And I remember feeling really, really frustrated. Like, am I ever going to get past this? Am I ever going to find my way back from this pain, this heartache, this grief? I had had PTSD that year. My business had flatlined. And I was really struggling to figure out who I was in the aftermath of this loss and how to even start stepping into whatever and whoever that was. Something inside of me said to pull out the writer's journey book and to just start studying it. And as I did, I really realized that, wow, this is an amazing and phenomenal personal growth tool. But more importantly, I realized that the fall is not the hard part. We think that the fall is the hard part, or hitting rock bottom is the hard part, but really it's a lot easier than it feels because it just kind of happens, whether it's something that we've done or something that has happened in our life or in the world that knocks us on our butts and sends us down to that rock bottom place. Getting there is actually far easier, and the hard work, the really truly challenging work, is the comeback. Rising up and coming back from that rock bottom, from the fall. I really realized in that moment that I had to make the choice to rise up and come back from this loss, from the grief, from the PTSD and the trauma, that I wasn't just going to hit rock bottom and bounce back up, that we don't just swing around this hero's journey cycle and find our way back as easily as it seems to whatever comes next into the world that we knew before. So I started making that choice every single moment of every single day, and it was one of the hardest things I think I've ever done. Really choosing to rise up and come back was so incredibly challenging, and it took a lot of moments of getting myself out of bed, getting myself to shower and get ready for the day, getting myself to do the work I needed to do, driving to the gym and practically throwing a tantrum inside myself like a child. If I don't want to go, I just want to be in bed, there's no point to this. And maybe walking into the gym and lifting a few weights for 5 minutes and leaving. It took a lot of moments like that of pushing my edges and really challenging myself to take the actions that I knew I needed to take to rise up and come back. The Journey Mapping Program is built around the hero's journey framework. Not identically, we don't go through all 12 steps. We do go through a 12-week process, but we look at some of the core points. If you look at the hero's journey and you are on your own personal journey right now, which we all are, every aspect of our life, every season, every phase is a journey in and of itself. There are journeys inside journeys, alongside journeys, all throughout our lives. But if you're feeling stuck on your particular journey, whatever that is, you tend to be at one of 2 important choice points. One of the choice points is what I just shared from my own journey of really making that choice to rise up and come back and find your footing in the aftermath. That doesn't just happen automatically. It's something that you have to consciously choose every moment of every day. The other choice point is earlier on in the journey. It's really hearing and accepting the invitation of your soul to begin the journey in the first place. Sometimes that's a tiny nudge or whisper that says, this is not the right job for me. This is not the right relationship for me. I need a change. Something is coming. Something is growing inside of me. Something needs to be expressed. It's this invitation from deep within our soul or from the world around us. It could be an opportunity or an actual literal invitation to say yes and to create changes. But either way, if you're feeling stuck, you may not have said yes to that invitation of your soul. The other way that we utilize the hero's journey is that it allows us to create a unique map for us and our journey. And it starts with understanding that first core phase of the ordinary world. So what was life like before you started this journey? Who were you before? And we don't do this as a way to cling to who we once were or to have a false hope that we can get back to the way things were before. It's really just to give us a reference point so that we can understand if this is where we started. What does that mean for us now? Where are we and how have we changed and been altered at our core throughout this journey? Once we have that reference point of where we started and who we were before, and an understanding of where we actually are on the journey mapping path, then we get to look at what is it that I want to create from here? What have I learned so far on my journey? What are the next necessary steps for me to get to that point where I can choose to rise up and come back? What does it even mean to me to rise up and come back? And once we know all of those different things, then we are able to chart a new trajectory from where we are standing to where we want to be. It gives us the ability to make a unique map based on our journey, our unique journey, and where we're standing on it now and where we want to go from there. There are a lot of different tools and resources that really help this process of navigating our journeys and uncovering the purpose of our path more easy, more graceful. It's still a lot of work. It's hard. I'm not going to lie about that. Choosing to rise up and come back was some of the most challenging work I've ever done in my entire life, and I continue to make that choice. That is a little bit about what the hero's journey is and the role that it plays in journey mapping. I will be back with another video that's all about this concept of the void and how we actually work with it to get clear on who we're here to be and the work that we are here to do, and to make this navigation of our journey, this uncovering of the purpose of our path, a lot more easier and graceful. One of the core steps in the hero's journey is the step of death and rebirth, where a part of us, an aspect of who we are, or elements of our life must die in order for us to be reborn so that we can step into what's next for us. Because we have changed so completely at our core from the journey that we can't just go backwards. So navigating this process of death and rebirth is where we start working with this concept of the void that I am so passionate about and that I am so excited to share with you. So stay tuned for that video. We will talk more about that soon.